Today I am going to talk to you about a few things that help me when it comes to my presentation with sellers. And before I get started with the information, I want to make sure that I thank all of my subscribers for being so awesome and subscribing to the channel. And if you're brand new to the channel and seeing this for the first time, I so much appreciate it when people subscribe, because it motivates me to post more videos and give you the information that a lot of times I feel is really important, especially when it comes to listings and pricing and those kind of things. So like I said, I'm going to talk about a few things, and one of them is absorption rate. I'm going to talk about the hyperlocal markets that we have here in Las Vegas. And I want to talk about comps, because even though we all kind of pretty much know how to do comps, even people that are not realtors there's so many apps and so many websites that you can go on that are accessible to all of us, and people can just go and get their own, market valuations of their home. But the bottom line is, you wouldn't do your own root canal. You would actually go to a dentist or someone that actually has experience doing it. Same thing when it comes to selling your home. We're talking about a pretty serious matter here. And so what you want to do is make sure you talk to a professional who does this all the time and it has results. And so one of the things that you want to do is make sure you talk to someone who knows how to do great comps for you. And it's also using other information as far as like absorption rate in the area. These things are important. I think it's important because you need to know, for example, I always want to know the time frame that we're working with. If my seller tells me that they need to be in New York within the next 6 months, I know that we should probably get started right away, because, and this is, absorption rate is calculating the amount of time it's going to take to sell it, the amount of time that homes in that specific community are taking to sell from list price to closing. So, or from listing to closing. So in order to calculate this, what I do is I go back about 6 months. I take the total number of homes that have sold in that community. I divide it by 6 because of the 6 months, and I come up with a number. I'm actually focused on in a very particular community right now that I've been prospecting, and I know the numbers in that community. So for example, this number gives me 7 because 42 homes have sold in the last 6 months. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. And then what I do is I take the number of listings right now currently in that community, which are 29, and I know that about 7 homes are selling. So that's going to give me about 4 months. In other words, it's going to take the average homes in that community taking about 4 months to sell. So again, if I talk to a seller that needs to sell in 6 months, I know that we better get started right away. So that's what these things are important for. But the bottom line is, when you're doing comps, communities are very hyper-local. You can't base one community in Mountain's Edge and compare it to a community, let's say Red Rock Country Club. You cannot compare those two communities at all. So you have to really be very specific to that community, and that's where the knowledge of what's going on in that particular area will really help. And that's about it for today. I will cover some other things as far as marketing for the listing, what I personally do, and some of the things that may help you with your next listing. So stay tuned and please subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you soon.